So it seems like a lot of Monster Hunter fans are keeping their eyes out on a game called Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts is a game being developed by Koei Tecmo and published by EA under their EA Originals. The studio that's involved with Wild Hearts is actually pretty well known for making the Musou games, basically the Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, you know, the Warriors titles. But by far this isn't the first time that Koei Tecmo has tried their hands at a Monster Hunter style game. There was a game called Tokiden and Tokiden 2 that was a pretty solid Monster Hunter clone that was developed by Koei Tecmo. Now I can't say anything about Tokiden 1, but I did play Tokiden 2 and it was pretty solid. I really enjoyed it. It even had this like clutch claw mechanic before the clutch claw, which was really interesting. Okay, I say all that to say that I'm pretty confident that Koei Tecmo can create a hunting style game. So from what we're seeing, I'm pretty excited to see what this game has in store. However, I wish there was like a demo or something. I still need to get my hands on it. I wasn't completely satisfied by the gameplay trailer that they dropped a few days ago, but I'm still really excited to see what happens with this game. You know what I mean? With that said, there's been a lot of talk about EA's involvement with this game. A lot of people are not too happy that EA is involved with this game and think it's going to be a loot box hellscape like we haven't seen before. However, there's been a lot of creators who have pushed back on that idea, saying that the EA original titles don't have all of that microtransaction garbage that we see in most EA games. This is kind of the topic I wanted to briefly talk about because I think it's important to keep our minds open to what the possibilities could be when it comes to this game. So a lot of people are saying, look, EA is involved, so it's just gonna automatically be shit. And I think that's a naive way to look at it. I think just because EA is involved with the game, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be shit, right? I see a lot of people saying, oh no, this is EA Monster Hunter, but that's not necessarily true. As a lot of people pointed out, it's only being published by EA. EA is not developing this game. Now, being published by EA definitely means they're involved, and there may be some things that Koei Tecmo has to do to appease their publisher, but that's not going to be as dramatic as if EA was creating this game themselves, like in-house. And on the flip side, you have a bunch of people saying, look, it's being published under EA Originals. It Takes Two, Unraveled, games like those, they have no microtransactions. They have no shitty EA bullshit involved with them. So this game being published under EA Originals is a good sign for the game. And I get why people are saying that. However, I still have a problem with that concept as well. Let me explain myself. One of the most, if not the most, popular game under the EA Originals title is It Takes Two, right? And a lot of people are pointing to It Takes Two, and even how It Takes Two is pro-consumer. If you don't know about It Takes Two, basically it's a two-player game that has no single-player mode, as far as I know. And when you buy a copy of It Takes Two, you get a free digital copy to give to a friend. So basically one person can buy the game and two people can have it and play together. Now, I don't want to argue against that being a pro-consumer move because that's just as pro-consumer as it gets. Buying one game, getting a free copy to share with a friend, that's fantastic. Like, I love that practice. If that was in more games, I mean, obviously games wouldn't sell as much, but it would be really great, right? However, It Takes Two is a solely multiplayer game. You need two people. It's literally in the title. It Takes Two. I think this is less of a pro-consumer move and more of a strategic move to sell copies, right? So let's just be honest with ourselves when we talk about this. There's no way that It Takes Two was going to sell as many copies as it did if you didn't have that free digital copy to give to a friend. In a world where couch co-op is becoming more and more rare and more people are playing on their own devices, it just makes sense that a game like It Takes Two would have that gimmick, right? Like it only makes sense for that game, for it to make the sales that it did. Am I making any sense right now? Like, these are different style of games to Wild Heart, right? I think it's a little foolish to say that just because it's going to be under the EA Originals, that it's going to be as safe as those games were to EA's grubby meddling, you know what I mean? But this doesn't rule out the idea that this game could go the way of something like Star Wars Fallen Order. I mean, Star Wars Fallen Order had like one pre-order bonus thing and then no other microtransactions. There were so many things they could have done with that game, like selling lightsaber crystals and cosmetics and stuff like that. For one, it was a single player game, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm not saying definitively EA's involvement with Wild Hearts is going to make it total ass, but I'm also saying that's not a possibility. I don't know. I hope I made my point clear that just because it's under the EA Originals doesn't mean that it's safe, but also at the same time, I'm not expecting it to be a hellscape of loot boxes and all that bullshit. I think we should keep our eyes open and have our minds not completely made up about this game just because EA is involved, while also keeping our eyes out and being realistic, you know? Overall, I'm pretty optimistic about this game. I'm excited to get my hands on it. Hopefully they come out with a demo or something like that. And that's kind of where I'm at with the topic right now. As always, please let me know in the comments what you think. I always read my comments, except for my last video. I'm still going through all those comments. That video, like, exploded, and I didn't really... I didn't know that was going to happen, but thank you to everyone who just recently subbed. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to like 500 subs so that I can get the community tab. I think you unlock it at 500. I don't know. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you like this type of video, please subscribe. I do a bunch of different styles of videos, and my next couple of videos that are coming out are going to be not commentary, hopefully. So I really don't know where I'm going with the channel, so I hope you subscribe and come along the journey with me. If you want me to talk about certain topics, please let me know in the comments. I'm always open to new ideas and stuff like that, so I don't know. I'm pretty open as a person. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, be safe. Goodbye.